Bill Benatti here with a newest member of our KX Sports team, Brandon Gardner here, and we wanted to introduce him as he joins us on the airwaves here and in the Bismarck Minot area. Brandon, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Man, it's a pleasure being here, man. Phil, I'm excited to join the team.
Yeah, excited to have you on the team, and you guys are going to love getting to know Brandon here. And I want to start with where you kind of came from and introduce yourself a little bit and give us a little background, where you're from, and you know, background and what made you kind of fall in love with the sports world here a little bit.
Okay, man, so I come from a long way down in Mobile, Alabama on the Gulf Coast. And it's actually the birthplace of Mardi Gras. A lot of people don't know that, but we're like 2 hours away from New Orleans. We're next door neighbors pretty much. But obviously I come from a very sports town of football, you know, Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers. I actually grew up a Florida Gator fan.
Really?
Yeah, so I actually played football since the age of 6, and kind of idolized those Florida Gators, especially during the Tebow time.
Oh yeah. Those are really popular back when we were growing up, right? And you know, a lot of fun. Football, big background. And you were telling me, you know, you played football as well. You know, so you got a lot of background in the X's and O's of that sport. But in all of other sports, though, it's really kind of grown. So tell me a little bit about the interest of joining the sports media world and getting an opportunity to start covering all kinds of different sports as you come here in North Dakota.
Yes, man. So. Like I mentioned earlier, I played sports since the age of 6, but it always been something that I've had in the back of my mind since a kid. Obviously, the NFL was my first dream, but I always told myself that I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, man. And it just started off back home. I always commentated sports, even if we were just watching games with my family. Like, I would always just get super excited. I would always just know the background of players. Playing sports, you know, I would actually know what's going on. So my family was like, you know what? I think you would be a great sports broadcaster.
Yeah, and you know, the relatability and getting to know some of the kids here, you know, it seems like, you know, it's a little reflective on when you get to know some of the kids that you get to know. And you've been in a background, you know, where you were in Grand Junction before, and so you have some experience coming in. Tell me about that experience, being out there in Grand Junction, and what excites you about what you're bringing there to here.
So yeah, man, Grand Junction was very exciting. It was my first time on there. I was a sports reporter as well as I covered news as well. I was able to cover sports throughout the entire western slope in Colorado. Football, basketball, got a little wrestling under my belt. And through that time in Grand Junction, I anchored, I reported, and it was just a great experience, man. I actually earned a Colorado Broadcaster Association Award for Best Sports Coverage. We have the Friday Night Frenzy. Ours was called the Friday Night Blitz. Yeah. So being able to accomplish that in my first time on air, it was very exciting, motivated me to definitely keep on going. And I'm excited to be here in the North Dakota Minot area.
Yeah, some good accolades coming in, and it's exciting to have you part of this team. And you know, you've been here for a little bit now, and you got a little taste of the North Dakota sports land. And right now we're in the midst of our winter season. A lot of basketball, wrestling. You're getting a taste of it now. But what exciting things are you already seeing? You know, getting used to the sports here.
Man, I'm loving the high school basketball. I'm loving the high school hoops around here, man. I covered a little bit of Bishop Ryan, South Prairie Max, and DLB. DLB's been one of my favorites so far. I'm having a great and fun experience with those guys over there. And also, I talked with Coach Mitch Myers, also to dive into that outstanding Minot Majet wrestling squad. So I'm excited to cover them going forward as well.
Yeah, a lot of fun new experiences coming up. And you know, what kind of impression do you hope to bring to the sports coverage here? What are you hoping people get when they watch you and watch your stuff here? So,
as you can tell, I'm a laid-back guy, but it's sports, so I hope to bring a lot of excitement to those highlights, to those stories, and hopefully you can feel a connection between me and telling those stories.
Yeah, don't be afraid to say hi to Brandon when he's out there shooting the game. So excited to have you on the KX Sports team. Brandon, welcome.
I'm excited, Phil.